What?
Okay, guys, what you missed on Friday, lesson P.6. Very, very brief review. We're talking about complex numbers of the form a plus bi. If you remember from Algebra 2, I is square root of negative 1.
Nope.
And I squared then, when you square that square root, I squared is negative 1. Okay? Adding and subtracting complex numbers, you're just adding and subtracting like terms. Addie was just questioning, I can tell she started the homework, something about how do you add a number and a square root. You don't. You have some pieces you want to add together, but you end up having to leave them separate. We can talk about that when you guys are getting started on homework. Multiplying, like binomial times binomial, you're foiling. No, we didn't leave an I squared in our answer, did we? Okay, and then just simplify as far as you can go. Also, I think you see a distributive example in homework. You know, all the basics. Okay, let's get to the fun stuff. Raising a complex number to a power. So they're asking us to find z squared and z cubed. Okay, z squared means we need to do what?
Z times Z.
Z times z. Okay, which means I could write this as 1/2 plus square root of 3 over 2i, quantity squared, yes? But then what am I going to have to turn around and do?
What?
We're going to end up foiling, yes? So I'm going to go ahead and write them side by side, because that's essentially what we're going to do with z squared. I need to remember to write small here. So z squared is 1/2 plus square root of 3 over 2 times I times itself, 1/2 plus square root of 3 over 2i. As I said, the fun stuff. Let's FOIL. What's first?
One half times 1/2.
And 1/2 times 1/2 is? Let's go with 1/4. 1 over 1 times 2 over 2. Do I need to draw my lines? I don't really think I do. I think you guys are just having a moment. You guys know better. Okay?
Yeah.
Outsides? 1/2 times square root of 3 over 2i.
Would it just be square root of 3 over 4? I.
There we go.
Cool.
Square root of 3 over 4i. Are we okay with that? He was all concerned about the fraction, which was the important part, I agree. But don't forget the I, or we've just, messed up the easy part. Okay. Insides. Square root of 3 over 2i times 1/2. We got the I this time. Okay. And last.
Would that just be 3 over 4 I squared?
Okay. That's the basics. I mean, we foiled. You just had to work with fractions and radicals and i's. Sorry. You can handle it. Now what?
Combine like terms and get rid of the I squared.
Okay, combine like terms and get rid of the I squared. Let's start by getting rid of the I squared. What do we know about I squared?
-1. Well, equals -1.
Okay. I squared is -1. So I'm going to rewrite this as 1/4. We'll combine like terms here in a moment, plus square root of 3 over I, plus square root of 3 over 4. I think I forgot the over 4. Plus 3/4 I squared then becomes what?
-3/4.
-3/4. You guys are good with that, right?
Yeah.
I squared is -1. You multiply by I squared, it just changes the sign. Drop the I squared, change the sign. Okay. Continuing on. Well, maybe I should have put like terms together. Anyway. We'll get them this step. What do we know?
The square root of 3 over, square root of 3 over 4 I. You add those together.
Okay.
And then you subtract 1/4.
Okay. So, okay, let me get the easy one out of the way first. 1/4 minus 3/4. For the brief moment, I'm going to write negative 2/4. Can you go ahead and write negative 1/2?
Yeah.
More power to you. And it's just because I'm trying to prepare for this one. And then, now, the question is, what is square root of 3 over 4i plus square root of 3 over 4i? My hint, I'm going to put little invisible 1s in front of my square roots, because the easiest way to think about this is, what is 1/4 square root of 3i plus 1/4 square root of 3i?
2.
1/4 plus 1/4 is 2/4, correct? So for the moment, I'm going to write this as 2 square root of 3 over 4i. I's are like terms, and remember to add and subtract radicals, they have to be like terms. Thus, back to the question of how do we add and subtract some of these numbers. These here we can. Now, do I want this as a final answer?
No.
No. And I knew we weren't going to leave the first one. Negative 2/4 becomes negative 1/2 plus, what are you thinking for 2 square root of 3 over 4i? 2/4 basically reduces to 1/2, so square root of 3 over 2i. Okay.
Can't be doing that.
Messy but doable?
Oh, so I see on the answer, then there's just the invisible 1 in front of the square root of 3.
Yes.
And that's why it's 1/2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This would be official proper form of how you'd write your answer. I mean, could you slide a 1 in front of that square root of 3 if it makes you feel more comfortable?
Yeah, I was
I'm
just
not
trying to
against
figure
it.
out
Where it disappeared to. No, I get it. I'm not against that at all. You know, some more official people back will be like, no, you can't leave a 1 in front of that square root. That's, you know, we're learning. I'm fine. Okay. Now, that was z squared. What else was I asked to do?
Z cubed.
Z cubed.
Same thing, Brody.
Can you just do your answer?
See, this is why I needed the little.
That's no fun. You want to take a shortcut?
Wait, but does it work? Does it work?
Okay, so, okay, guys. Z cubed is supposed to be z times z times z, yes?
Yeah.
Didn't we already do half of that work?
Yeah.
We already did z times z. So can you use z squared and then just multiply by z again?
Yes.
Yes, you can. So we can say that z cubed is z squared times z.
If she didn't bring that up, are you gonna make us do it the long way?
No way!
Oh.
You think I want to do it the long way?
Maybe.
Well, I don't know.
I was prepared to bring it up from the beginning.
I mean,
Just kinda like.
no, trust me. Guys, okay, you guys know my notes are pre-written out, yes?
Yes. No.
It's not done ahead. I mean, it's not done like all the way through the beginning. This is exactly how I have it written in my notes, so. Okay, so z cubed is going to be z squared. What are we using for z squared?
Minus 1/2 plus square root of 3 over 2.
Okay. Times z, which what was z?
1/2 plus square root of 3 over 2.
I. That's going to be the death of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's also the morning, and I had you last hour last year.
You had for homework.
I hear excuses.
I had her 7th hour.
Seventh hour. Okay, what are we doing? Are you foiling?
Yes.
Negative 1/2 times positive 1/2.
Negative
1/4.
Okay. Negative 1/2 times square root of 3 over 2i.
Yeah, that number.
Negative
They give us a goodie bag of them.
square root of 3, 4.
Yeah, negative square root of 3 over 4 times I. Okay, now insides. Wait, we did first, outside. Okay, so now insides. Square root of 3 over 2i times 1/2.
Positive square root of 3 over 4.
Positive square root of 3 over 4 times I. And last, square root of 3 over 2i times square root of 3 over 2i.
Wouldn't it just be 3/4 I I didn't forget the I this time.
He's learning.
Good job.
Okay.
So do the square roots there just?
Yes, you have the gas station.
Oh wait,
Focus, gentlemen.
this square root just goes away there.
What are you talking about here?
When you multiply this square root of 3.
Negative square root of 3 over 4i plus square root of 3 over 4i. They do cancel.
So no, go back one step. When we were doing the last score,
Uh-huh.
and you do the
Oh, square root of 3 times square root of 3.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Because, and think about the long way. Square root of 3 times square root of 3 is going to be square root of
9.
9. And square root of 9 is 3.
I was
The shortcut is a square root times itself is always just that number. Are you there?
yeah, I got there.
Okay.
I was thinking that it was the square root.
Okay. Now, are you guys okay? Because this is really where I thought she was going, and so I was confused.
Yeah.
I kind of jumped. Are we okay with
Yeah.
the middle
Yeah,
terms
we-
cancel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What else do we need to consider?
I squared.
I squared is?
Negative 1.
So, for z cubed, now we're at negative 1/4, and then what?
Negative 3/4.
Minus 3/4. What is negative 1/4 minus 3/4?
Negative 1.
It's negative 4/4, which is negative 1. Now, if you are specifically told to express your answer in complex form, what would be the more official answer than negative 1?
I squared? No. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was complex form?
I don't remember.
Complex form at the top of the paper is a plus bi. Negative 1 would be your
Hey.
a. Do I have an I?
No.
No.
So how could I write that? Uh-huh. So negative 1 plus 0i. If you were in a scenario where what is a plus bi form, like if your directions say write it in a plus bi form, the answer key is going to have it like this. Just saying.
Jeez.
Trying to prepare you.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. Got it?
Yes.
Are you going to see a couple of these in homework?
I assume.
We're going to probably
Oh,
see
yeah.
10 of them.
No
I
way.
hope not. That'd take forever.
Okay, moving on. I was raising powers, multiplying, fun stuff. Now we got to divide. Now, it officially says dividing complex numbers. Are we actually going to divide?
No.
No. Okay. The idea is just like a square root. Remember, you're not allowed to have a square root in a denominator. You're not allowed to leave an I in the denominator. Because I is the square root of negative 1. So the key becomes, how do we get rid of that I? And if you remember from last year, multiply by the conjugate of the denominator. So opposite sign on the bottom part. So in order to, because we can't do 2 divided by 3 minus I. It's just not mathing for us. So, what are we going to do on this one?
Multiply by 3.5.
And what we do to the denominator,
You do it to the top.
you do to the numerator.
Oh,
How do we multiply on top?
6 plus 2i.
Yeah, you're just distributing. Excuse me. So 6 plus 2i. What about the denominator?
It would be like 9 plus 3i and minus 3i plus I squared.
Minus.
Wait, minus I squared.
Okay. What wrote you on the bottom? He foiled, yes. Now, let's do some serious cleanup stuff. 6 plus 2i for the moment is 6 plus 2i. What about that denominator?
And the 3i's cancel.
Okay.
Right.
3i minus 3i cancel.
And then that negative I squared becomes positive 1.
Okay. So for the moment, I'm going to write 9. You can go ahead to the next step. Minus -1 becomes plus 1. So if you didn't already say it, you have 6 plus 2i over 10.
Is 6 plus 2i one thing? Wait, no, we can divide the whole thing by 2.
Well, here's the deal. We have 3 terms. 2 terms being added on top and a term on bottom. Okay? Do all 3 terms have something they can reduce by?
Yeah.
They can all reduce by 2. So we reduce them all by 2. Now, could you just reduce 2 of them by 2? No, you have to reduce all 3 of them by 2. So we are going to keep going and say this is what? And that's where I'll be stopping.
So if it had been like 3i instead of 2i, and we couldn't divide it all by 2, then we would be done there.
We would be done, right? Now, I circled this answer. However, it's not what the answer I have circled in my notes.
What?
Only because sometimes they get, I don't know if I want to say picky or whatever, but if it says express your answer in A plus BI form.
Oh,
A plus BI form is A is one thing, BI is something else. So how do I split this into 2 is what I'm asking.
would it be like 3/5 over I? Oh, 3/5, comma, I over 5?
Not comma.
Plus or minus?
Plus, now, I over 5, is that, I'm trying to look, I did leave it as I over 5. You can say I over 5, or you could say 1/5 I. Am I making sense there?
Yeah.
In all honesty, I would probably say 1/5 I, but I over 5 works too. Okay, now are we good? It's not that the other one's not equivalent. Just realize, you know, making all the right people happy here. Okay, B?
Yeah.
5 plus I over 2 minus 3i. What would you like to do?
2. Oh, 2 plus 3i, and you times it to the denominator and the numerator.
We're trying to clean up the denominator. So it's the conjugate of the denominator. So if this is 2 minus 3i, we are indeed multiplying by 2 plus 3i. What I do to the bottom, I do to the top. I'm really not teaching a whole lot new, am I?
No.
It really is just a lot of review, but if we don't review it, you guys don't remember it. No offense, it's just the truth. Well, you know. Okay, on top. Talk me through it.
10 plus 15i. Yep. Plus 2i plus 3i squared.
Okay, I'll come back for cleanup crew later. Denominator?
4 plus 6i minus 6i minus 9i squared.
Okay. Clean up numerator, clean up denominator before you start doing any canceling. What cleanups are you doing?
And then I squared.
Okay, I squared. A plus 3i squared is going to become what?
Negative 3.
Yeah, it's going to become minus 3, isn't it? A minus 9a squared is going to become what?
A positive 9.
A plus 9. What else do we see?
15i plus 2i.
15i plus 2i will clean up here in a moment.
And
The 6 i's cancel.
yeah.
6i minus 6i is going to cancel. So, we end up with, on top, what?
10 plus 17i. Oh, hold on. Wait. 7 plus 17i.
I would go ahead and clean up if you guys are okay with that. 7 plus 17i over
13?
my answer key doesn't leave it like that though.
So it would be like 7 over 13 plus 17 over 13i.
7 over 13 plus 7 13ths I. Excuse me. Okay.
Good job, bud. You're
Okay. As I said, I'm teaching a lot of review today. It's just how much of this do we remember, right? Okay, example 5.
Oh, man, quadratic.
Think we can factor this?
You got this. Trust.
Apparently we gotta use quadratic formula.
I kind of gave it away in the directions, but can we factor it?
Maybe.
You'd have to have two numbers that multiply to be 1 and add to be 1. What multiplies to be 1?
1, 1.
Does that add to be 1?
No, it has to be 2.
2 or 0 if they're opposite signs. So, thus, quadratic formula. Now, what kind of answer do you expect? We expect an answer that involves n,
X.
Nope. An I?
an I, right? Because what am I teaching today?
I.
I. So we're expect an answer that involves I. When you do this in homework, expect an answer that involves I. Quadratic formula is the only option here, really. I mean, I guess we could talk completing the square, something like that, but this one would not be as fun. So, quadratic formula. What's A?
1.
What's B?
1.
What's C?
1.
Wow, exciting stuff. And I skipped over the step. My equation's already equal to 0, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do some quadratic formula. X equals. Do we remember what we start off with?
Would it be like -1
It's negative B, so yes.
plus or minus?
Plus or minus
1 squared
B squared, yep.
plus -4
Minus 4
times 1 and 1.
times AC. So that's negative B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC all over
2 times 1.
2A. Okay. Negative 1 plus or minus the square root of, what's under the radical?
Would it just be 1 minus 4?
Which is
3. No, -3.
all over
2.
2. Do I leave my answer like this?
No.
Nope. How do I clean up this?
Would it be like
No.
-1 over 2?
Plus minus.
Hold that thought. I'll come back to that in a moment.
Would it be like
Or are you wanting the?
I want to talk about the radical.
Are you talking about like the 2 separate
Not yet.
squares? Not yet.
Oh. Well, we could talk about it as 2 separate squares.
Where we like have to like find.
Like, are there any perfect squares that can come out of -3? Are there any perfect squares that come out of -3? Not a perfect square, but what is part of -3 that matters here?
The negative.
The negative. What does that -1 come out as?
I.
An I, right? So, square root of -3 is the same as saying square root of -1 times 3. What do we know about the square root of -1? It's I. So I'm looking to convert that negative square root of 3 to I square root of 3. So x equals is -1 plus or minus I square root of 3 all over 2. Now, split it up.
Would be like x equals -1/2 plus or minus square root of 3. No.
Well,
Square root of 3 over 2.
okay, you could say I square root of 3 over 2. You could also say square root of 3. You know what I did in my notes? Gosh, I need to look at my notes more. I did in my notes put the I afterwards. You could do it either way. Now, I just caught something here. I'm trying to figure out if I miswrote in my notes or if I did this on purpose. I don't have any notes to me. Well, it's supposed to be plus and minus, right?
Yeah.
I'll have to double check afterwards. In my notes, I only have the plus. So either the minus one didn't check or I just miswrote what I have here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I either left off the minus accidentally or the minus doesn't check. But I don't have a note about that, which makes me think I just wrote it wrong. I'll double check here in a moment. Okay. Save the easiest part for last. True. Well, one of the easy parts. Okay. We're used to talking about the coordinate plane, x and y, right? We have the complex plane. Instead of an x-axis, we have a real axis, or in other words, an a-axis. Instead of a y-axis, we have a b-axis, or in other words, a imaginary axis. So notice what it talks about right here. A number in the form a plus bi is the ordered pair a plus b. So they ask us to plot the number u, which is 1 plus 3i. What is 1 plus 3i going to be as an ordered pair?
Would it just be 1, 3?
Because it's a comma b, right? So 1 comma 3. How do we graph 1 comma 3?
Go right, 1, 3.
I think I'm just going to put like 3 tick marks on each axis. So we're going to go right 1, up 3. That is point U. What's V supposed to be?
2 to negative 1.
2 minus I. So A is 2. B is negative 1. How do we graph 2, negative 1?
Right 2, down 1.
Right 2, down 1. That is V. And how do I graph U plus V?
Do you do like y1 plus y2, x1 plus x2?
Do we just do what we did at the top, or we're just combining?
Yeah. We don't have an x1, y1 type thing. We need to add u, which is 1 plus 3i, and we need to add v, which is 2 minus i. We can't graph it with 4 numbers. We need to clean it up. And so this becomes 3 plus 2i. And so what do we know about 3 plus 2i? That is the ordered pair
3.
3, 2. So I'm going to go right 3, up 2. And that is my point for u, u plus v. So to say u comma v. Very basic, okay? I truly did save some of the easiest for last, didn't I? The very beginning was pretty easy. The very end was pretty easy. Okay, the middle, well, I made it work. Okay, guys, remember what I mentioned on Friday? This is an all evens assignment. I just didn't write evens like multiple different times. Okay, so everything is evens. You have some work time. Let's use it.